In the sun-drenched kingdom of Solaria, there lived Prince Adrian. He was charming, handsome, and incredibly lazy. His entire philosophy was simple. A prince should be admired, not required to lift a finger. His days were a luxurious blur of napping, feasting, and generally avoiding anything that remotely resembled responsibility. His parents, the king and queen, were at their wits' end. They watched their son, the heir to the throne, treat life like one long, opulent holiday. Now, travel with me to the neighboring kingdom of Terra, where we meet a very different kind of royal princess Isabella. Isabella wasn't one for fancy balls or silk gowns. No, her greatest joy was found with her hands in the rich, dark earth of her gardens. She was known far and wide as the farmer princess, and she wore the title with pride. With her own 2 hands, she tilled the soil, planted seeds, and nurtured them into bountiful harvests that not only fed her entire kingdom but also filled her soul with a deep sense of purpose. Back in Solaria, the king and queen had a brilliant idea, or so they hoped. They decided to arrange a meeting between their idle son and the famously diligent Princess Isabella. Perhaps, they thought, her work ethic would rub off on him. Prince Adrian was, to put it mildly, not thrilled. He was practically dragged from his favorite silk chaise lounge to meet the visiting royal. When he finally saw her, his first reaction was a condescending smirk. A princess who plays in the dirt. He scoffed, looking at Isabella's practical dress and earth-stained hands. How quaint. But Isabella was not the type to be ruffled by arrogance. She looked him straight in the eye, a gentle smile playing on her lips. "There is more honor and satisfaction in this dirt," she replied, her hands expertly tying up a vine heavy with ripe, red tomatoes, "than in all the silk cushions in your palace." And so began Prince Adrian's forced 1-week stay in the kingdom of Terra. The first couple of days were torture for him. He watched from a safe, clean distance as Isabella rose with the sun and worked tirelessly until dusk. He saw her interacting with her subjects, not as a distant ruler, but as a collaborator, a friend. He saw the genuine respect and love they had for her, a stark contrast to the polite, but empty, deference he received back home. He started to notice things. He saw the vibrant, thriving gardens of Terra, a testament to Isabella's hard work and knowledge. Then he thought of his own kingdom's lands, vast and green, but purely ornamental. They were beautiful, but useless. For the first time in his life, a tiny seed of doubt was planted in Prince Adrian's mind. He started to wonder, could there be more to life than just endless, idle luxury? Was he missing something important? Just as this seed of doubt began to sprout, disaster struck. A sudden, devastating blight swept across the region. It moved with terrifying speed. In Solaria, the meticulously manicured ornamental gardens withered and died almost overnight. Panic began to set in. The kingdom's food reserves, managed by complacent officials who had grown as lazy as their prince, dwindled at an alarming rate. The grim specter of famine loomed over Solaria, and for the first time, Adrian felt a chilling sense of true fear. It was in this moment of crisis that a line of wagons appeared on the horizon. Leading them was not an army, but Princess Isabella. She hadn't come with a royal entourage or empty words of sympathy. Her wagons were filled to the brim with blight-resistant seeds, sturdy tools, and her most knowledgeable farmers. She had seen the blight coming, understood its patterns, and had prepared for the worst. But Isabella didn't just hand out supplies and leave. She rolled up her sleeves and taught the people of Solaria how to fight back, how to heal their land. She worked right alongside them, her royal status completely forgotten in the shared, desperate struggle for survival. Seeing his people suffering and watching Isabella's selfless, tireless dedication, a profound wave of shame washed over Prince Adrian. He looked at his own soft, clean hands that had never done a day of real work. He looked at Isabella, her face streaked with sweat and dirt, yet shining with a fierce determination that he found breathtakingly beautiful. And then, he did something he had never done before. He picked up a shovel. The work was grueling. His muscles screamed in protest. His back ached. Blisters formed on his palms. But as he worked, side by side with his people, guided by Isabella, something inside him began to shift. He felt a flicker of a feeling he'd never known. It wasn't the fleeting pleasure of luxury. It was something deeper, more solid. It was respect. It was admiration. And as he stole glances at the hard-working princess beside him, he realized it was also love. Together, they fought the blight. Adrian, under Isabella's patient guidance, learned the rhythms of the land. He discovered a physical and mental strength he never knew he possessed. He found a deep, bone-weary satisfaction in a day's hard labor that no amount of lounging had ever given him. Slowly but surely, their combined efforts began to turn the tide. The fields of Celeria, once just for show, were reborn. They became as green, as fruitful, and as life-giving as those in Terra. The famine was averted. The kingdom was saved, and Prince Adrian was a completely changed man. He had finally found his purpose, not resting on a velvet throne, but rooted in the very soil of his kingdom. He had found it beside the incredible woman who had taught him the meaning of true strength. It will come as no surprise that Prince Adrian and Princess Isabella married. They united not just their kingdoms, but their complementary strengths. They ruled together, a beloved king and queen who understood the most profound royal truth, that true royalty lies not in a crown or a title, but in service to one's people and the land that sustains them. They proved that the greatest legacy isn't inherited wealth, but a world made better by your own two hands. Thanks for watching this story with us today. If you enjoyed it, please give this video a like and subscribe to our channel for more tales that inspire and delight. We'll see you next time.